What it is, YouTube, is your boy Nitzy coming back with another bullseye of a video today. We're gonna be doing vocal compressor tiers. Let me know down below, guys, what is your favorite vocal compressor that y'all like to use? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And also let me know how you guys feel about the list. What should be at the top, what should be at the bottom. And you want to support the channel, check the links and let us know what you think down below. So, okay, so this is gonna be the list, and I'm gonna start off actually explaining it. Mix and master tier is the best tier, right? Those are the final stuff on the final song. You got rough mix, which ends up on the demo. The vocal template is plugins that are good enough for the vocal recording process, but maybe not the final demo, the demo that you bounce out, the first type of bounce. Then you got debatable, which is the plugins that are collecting dust. You don't really use them like that right before you delete them, which is at the very bottom. First plugin I'm gonna go with here today is gonna be the stock compressors. Now this is representing all stock compressors. I think the Logic Pro stock compressor is great. You can get so many sounds out of it, and using a stock compressor is important in the beginning, right? Because you want to just learn. You want to actually learn like how you want to learn how like a compressor works. So before you go spending a lot of money on all these plugins, actually learn how to use your tools and just use a stock compressor, okay? And that's FL Studio, Pro Tools, whatever. You can actually get a lot of good sounds out of stock compressors because they were made for the DAW that you're working in, okay? So after that, I got some different plugins here today. The PSP Vintage Warmer. I'm not gonna lie, I like the combination of saturation and compression and tape, the way you can smooth off something and add density with this. So this is definitely going to end up in the rough mix of the PSP Vintage Warmer. It's an old but gold. 1176 is definitely going to go in the mix and master tier. They speak for themselves. Great for singing vocals, great for rap vocals. They can make things sound upfront. They can also do some transient control because they're really fast, grabby type of compressors. Okay, then you have this Opal compressor right here, which is an optical compressor. My argument against a lot of optical compressors outside of CL1B is that they don't have the adjustable release and attack, so they might not be as responsive, right? You want them to be kind of like a ninja. Wop, 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 wop. If you you threw something at a ninja, he's got amazing reflexes. Or like Neo in the Matrix, he's got great reflexes that will help him react. So optical compressors are a little too slow for modern rap with the way people are switching flows and rapping a lot quicker and faster beats and stuff like that. So that's why it's in a vocal template, all right, because of the how it works for modern music nowadays. Now, I will put the TLA in the same category too. It does have some options to change the attack and release, but only so slightly. They're still fixed and they're still kind of somewhat limited. So that's why I'm gonna have to put that inside the vocal template part. All right. When it comes to using Fairchilds on rap vocals, I think they're pretty good. Especially if you're only tapping it by a dB, you're getting more benefits of not just only the compression but the tube aspect. You're getting a little bit of the transformers and all that stuff like that too. So I think that is pretty good. 1178, I like the sound of that compared to 1176, but I think it has one specific sound. But 1178 is still a dope plugin. All right. We're gonna go with what else? The Wolf compressor. I'm putting that on the mix and master, because with the Wolf compressor, you'll see a lot of the times that it not only adds just the actual compression sound, but a lot of gritty artifacts and other stuff like that. Okay, so let's also look here. What else that we got? The PSP old timer. I think that even though it's like a slower, kind of like an optical compressor almost, I still kind of gonna put it one step ahead because it lets me change the attack and release. It lets me change the saturation curve with the valve and the clear and all that stuff like that. So that's why for me, any optical compressor that can give me a little bit more choices, I'm gonna take something like that. Okay. So after that, what else do we have right here? We have the C1 Bank from Mac DSP. I'm gonna throw that in debatable. It's a cool plugin, for vocal compression, but I feel like it lacks kind of like a modern sound. It kind of just sounds outdated and it kind of looks outdated too. All right. With the T-Rex Opto, I'm gonna throw that in debatable. I think it's one of the worst sounding optical compressors. The Elysia Alpha is really good. I like how you can mess around with the range, which controls like the number level of the the compressor and everything like that. So that helps out a lot when you have a situation like that. so you can still like keep like pushing the threshold more and more, getting more distortion out of it without actually changing the number of compression that you're getting and all that stuff like that. All right, SPL iron is pretty good on vocals. I'm not gonna lie, you guys should try it out. I love how it gives a really big weight and a rich tone to vocals. So SPL iron is up there. The Kramer pulse wave, the PIE is pretty good. It's great for getting that gritty, distorted type of texture. Sometimes I just don't even use it to compress. I just put it on 1-to-1 ratio and let that thing just ride out just like that, and just let it be a distorter. So it's very versatile in that sense. The Vac Attack from Plugin Alliance it's good enough for the template. I've used it a couple times, but I find myself changing it. So yeah, and then we have the Empirical Labs Arouser and Distressor. That's especially going into the mix and master tier, especially for the Arouser, because with the Arouser you can control a lot of the saturation things in it and the clipping and internal clipping, and that's great for a lot of modern rap music nowadays. With the Kelvin, I think that's like a multi-band. I believe you get to mess around with like the crossovers and stuff like that. So I'm throwing that. I'm actually gonna put that in the rough mix. I love a lot of the stuff from Tone Lux, I believe is the plugin company. LA2As. I'm gonna put the yeah. I'm gonna keep them right there. I'm gonna keep them right there because these LA2As are one step above the typical TLA and everything because they have a really strong type of saturation seasoning to them. All right, LA3A, I'm gonna put that in the vocal template. LA3A is pretty good. It doesn't have tubes, it's got transformers, so it's a little bit warm. But with rap music, I kind of like this modern clarity, so I don't find myself using the 3A as much. TubeTech CL1B is gonna make it to the rough mix part. I feel like it's kind of overrated plugin a little bit, just because everybody uses it, hypes it up. But when it comes to like a really quick, spitty rap, sometimes the tube tech can, be a little bit too not responsive. So, okay, so that's what we have right there. So yeah, both the arouser light and the big arouser is gonna be there. And then for this, I'm gonna have to put this in debatable. This is like the one of the older knee vintage compressors. This was the 2254. Yeah, I find a lot of times that it's just not responsive enough. The attack and release isn't responsive enough, and it's more better for like super slow singing and stuff like that. DBX 160 is pretty cool. That's a great VCA compressor to throw on vocals. So what do you guys think about the list so far? Any of these plugins that you use, let me know down below. And yeah, the DBX 160 is cool. It gives a nice snap, crackle, and mid-range squeeze. Okay, then the 176 is gonna go inside of the mix and master template because it's super distorted and it's a tube, but it's got variable attack and release. And that's a lot of times what you might want to look for on a compressor is something that will let you dial in the settings, dial in the attack, dial in the release, and really custom shape the shape and the sound of the compressor. Okay, so that's pretty much the end of the video here today. I just want to say thanks a lot for being a great part of my YouTube family. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Let me know how you feel about the list. What plugins do you use? All right, appreciate y'all now. Peace.